This is Energy of Business Moments with Michael Sipe, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their stories and get the most important business lessons they have learned on their road to success, and get exclusive advice on how to implement their business success into your life and business. Energy of Business Moments is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Michael Sipe.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Energy of Business Moments podcast. I am Michael Sipe, your host, and today I am excited to have Beth Scarano of LaunchPM. Beth is a CEO and founder of a company, and they're celebrating their 10th anniversary next week. Beth, I'm glad to have you here on the show. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, the world of LaunchPM, I kind of have an idea of what that's about, but maybe you could share with our audience a little bit about the business, how it got started, and what you're doing today with it.
So LaunchPM was founded, like you said, it's our 10th anniversary on Monday, and we are a third-party consulting project management firm. So we oversee design and construction in the commercial building space. And I started the company kind of as a result of as being a kind of a late stage entrepreneur, and had been in the big construction industry for a long time, working for several large general contractors. And I kind of got to a point that I wanted a little bit more responsibility and really wanted to be in control of my own destiny, to be quite honest. And I had the opportunity to work for another gentleman who had a similar type project management firm, and really learned the business of the business. And I, just said, okay, I can do this. I came up with the name, and I started going out in the marketplace through my relationships from the construction industry. And I was able to get my first project on my own. And that's what started LaunchPM. So, and here we are today I now have, there's 6 employees, including myself, and we continue to grow every year, increase in our revenue, and by probably 40 to 45%. So we've been super fortunate, and I've been super blessed with all the great opportunities and people that we work with to help continue to build LaunchPM.
Oh, that's a great story. When you think about the small business space and you think about how long it takes to get a business up and going and being successful, and then the challenge of continuing that, getting past the 5-year point is a huge hurdle. So to get to the 10-year point, congratulations on that. And also the revenue growth, that's kind of uncommon. So that's really nice to hear. Good for you.
Thank you. We work hard.
Yeah. Well, as a former project manager in some of my past career, it's a very needed piece of support to any organization that's going to build something out, and the amount of money saved by investing in valuable project management makes a lot of sense. So as one moves along, though, running the business, as you said, is a little different than actually providing that service.
Yes.
And so how about you share with us, because of the 10 years, there's probably a lot of stories. What would be one for you that was maybe a low moment for you energetically, where emotionally it was just taxing or just had you in a bad spot?
Well, this is kind of a funny story, but, kind of a super low is that there was a real estate firm that actually started called Launch as well. And I had thought that I had trademarked and had the DBA name, and, being, do it yourself kind of person in the early stages, and not having the resources or, other support people to help. I apparently in the middle of the night had set up gone onto the state website and got the company name and the DBA. Well, I spelled launch, I forgot the N. So we were actually in the process of going out to the Launch real estate team, to do a cease and desist and say, you can't use that name, because I had been in business, quite a bit longer than that. And then when we really got into the paperwork, I was like, note to self, don't do things in the middle of the night and have someone check your work. So that was kind of funny low point when I realized, it is important to think through things, back check your work in those types of, in the business structure of the organization. And so kind of that was a big lessons learned on my end. But at the same time now it's fine. And we share space in the market, but that was a big lessons learned on my part. So.
Yeah, lesson learned valuable there, obviously. And you think about how busy we can be, and we're running from one thing to the next. And so if we can carve out a little bit of time to get one more task done, sometimes that means, we shortchange ourselves and don't dot the I's and the T's that need to be dotted and crossed. And then they can come back and bite us. So thanks for sharing that piece. And, how long did it take you to kind of, what I would say, not only come up with a solution and learn the lesson, but how long did it take you to kind of like recover a little bit? Because at that point, there's a lot of ownership in your business. So share a little bit about that part of it.
So really just, really kind of regrouped and I really changed. Initially my company name was called the Launch Biz. So it really kind of tied in with the, kind of real estate. So took a step back, and that's when we really kind of defined the name to reflect really what we do, which was the LaunchPM side. So it really caused me to pause and say, hey, is your name, does it really reflect what the service you're trying to provide? Is it easily identifiable? And so that was a positive thing that came out of that kind of awkward situation. So it took probably about 6 months or so to kind of regroup and then get that new name and get that established, change all of our email, do all of those things, change our website, and then really be able to launch the company now as LaunchPM.
Yeah, that 6-month process obviously took a bit of time and a lot of effort and resources. So thanks for sharing it. You kind of get a better sense of the complexity of the challenge that you put yourself in. It wasn't just an overnight fix. It was a 6-month-long fix. Yeah,
at least. Yeah, just, by the time you do all the other pieces and parts, and have to redo your email and all your email extensions and your website name and, all the other things that are associated with the social media aspect of it. So that was really kind of the jumping point, is to get that done and really kind of transition that to the right thing. So that's where we are.
Well, makes sense. Good. Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about in running the business. We have these moments where, as we provide a product or a service, that there can be some really great moments where we feel good about our business or what we're doing. So for you, what's been sort of a high moment or a series of moments that make you feel grateful or make you feel like, hey, I'm really in a good space?
I think a couple things. One is, the fact that I have these great people that want to work for me and support the company and be a part of the company. We're, a small group of people that have grown organically through relationships. The people that work with me have come through friends or business relationships. So I feel really grateful and blessed that they want to be a part of LaunchPM. We're a small company, right? And there's tons of opportunity out there, but I'm thankful that they want to stay and be a part of my business, right? The other really kind of another high point is when we competed, or when we do compete on a kind of a level with national project management firms, like the big real estate firms such as the CBREs, the JLLs, the Cushmans, and so forth. And we actually are successful in gaining business that, so even though we're a small boutique type PM firm, we can compete at the same level as the larger organizations. And so when we're successful, it makes me feel like we got this. Our reputation, our hard work, everything is paid off to allow us to be competitive in our space. And also just being recognized and having great clients that refer us to other clients. And what I've been super fortunate is that the clients I've developed over this last 10 years have now become really great friends. So it's not just a business relationship, it's a friendship and a long-term friendship. I have one client in particular who I say, my business is a result of what she built by giving us so many opportunities that it got us to be take us to that next level. So, I'm really grateful for those business relationships that have turned into friendships.
Yeah, that provides a depth, if you will, to working in businesses. You're dealing with people, obviously.
Yeah.
But when you get to the point where not only do they refer you, but they become a friend as well, one, that's a testament to the quality of work and the quality of a relationship they have with you. And that does sound like it would be tremendously satisfying. And that's a great aspect to share. Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. So along the way, when you're working on these kinds of projects, tell us a little bit more about, kind of people love to have that underdog, root for the underdog. And when you're talking about the CBREs and others, those are pretty big firms to go up and compete against. Besides the referral side, what would you say would be sort of an advantage that you guys have as a smaller outfit?
A couple of things that are really stand out, as in general, is that we're super nimble and flexible, and where we can do things different, because ultimately I'm the decision maker versus this large corporate structure. It allows us to be a lot more nimble and flexible, and I think we bring that to the table to our clients, and that really, I think they really appreciate that aspect. The other part is that we really get super into the details. We're not just a process-driven organization, even though there's certainly a lot of processes, and that's how we do project management, but we really get into the details, and we think beyond, we look at people's projects and the work holistically. So we don't just say, hey, we can't do this. We say, what do you need us to do? And so we can approach a project from a different perspective. And I think that has given us some great opportunities that may not fit with some of those larger organizations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm hearing you talk on being nimble and being able to service more specific details. It really sounds, like a custom tailored approach that can be unique to what the client really wants and really needs. And so having that sort of personal touch, even though it's project management, the personal touch side really stands out. So I love that quality to what you bring in your business. That's great.
And I feel like we pay attention to, what they need. So it's not just check the box, it's really listening and understanding, and try to bring solutions driven results to projects, to be able to get them done on time. And our ultimate goal is to get people in their new space, whatever it is, and operating and generating revenue. So, we're just a small snippet of that, and we want them in there. Speed to market is a huge thing for us as well. So,
yeah, well, that's great. That speed to market piece is pretty important too.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, Beth, I've enjoyed learning about your business and learning a little bit about you. But one of the other aspects we love to talk about with our guests is how are they shaped mentally? How are they influenced? And sometimes that can mean having the opportunity to talk to somebody that they wouldn't necessarily normally talk to. So if you could meet anybody and have a conversation with them, deceased or living, who would that be and why?
So two people kind of come to mind, kind of different, unique. It could be more really if I really sat down and thought about it in great detail. But one person, is really my mom. She passed away. I don't want to. I should make myself cry, but she passed away about 10 years ago, and it would be so amazing for her to see, just the accomplishment. She had a lot to do with kind of telling me you can do anything you want. So starting a business, at 50 years old was a big step. And it really was her in the background saying, you can do whatever you want. So that would be one. The other person I think would be just amazing to have a conversation with is really, I think of like Oprah Winfrey. She has overcome so much diversity in her life and has created this amazing company and world. And it would be just really interesting to talk to her and really just get some insight. Like, how did you do it? How did you overcome all your challenges? How did you get from A to B? And, I've read a lot of her books, and a lot of quotes from her stand out to me, but it really would be super awesome just to be able to sit down and have a conversation like I'm having with you and just pick her brain at the end of the day.
Yeah. Oh, Oprah would be a great choice for sure. And to pick her brain and just get a little bit more. you can read books, like you said, and get a pretty good sense for people. But then being with them in person is so much different. And you can pivot and ask those questions and dive down those rabbit holes that you want to go down with them that you wouldn't be able to get with anybody else. That would make a lot of sense. And of course, picking your mom too makes, for somebody who can truly appreciate what you've accomplished, whether it's, brother, sister, family member, best friend, having somebody that can appreciate what you've accomplished is really important. And that makes a lot of sense.
And then I really just thought of one more person as we were talking. Somebody I'm always kind of interested in is Richard Branson as well, with the whole Virgin Airlines, he just seems to be, nothing gets in his way from what he wants to do. And he seems like he's just a really great person and has built this great company too. So those are a couple folks that I would love the opportunity just to sit down and have a great conversation.
Yeah, as you're saying that, I'm thinking like, man, I've listened to a number of people on the show talk about who they would want to talk to. And as I started thinking about it, I'm like, oh man, if you could take everybody that has been on this show and put them all together up on stage and just have what a phenomenal conversation one could have.
That would be great. That would be a great thing. So yeah, maybe that's the next step.
Right.
Create a different podcast, get everybody in alignment. So
yeah, for sure. Good. Well, Beth, I've enjoyed having you on the show and learning about LaunchPM and the project management side and what motivates you and helps you succeed. And if people wanted to reach out to your company or you and find out a little bit more, how can they do so?
So a great way is just to check us out online. We have a website. It's launch-pm.com. Also, that gives all of our contact information and a way to get a hold of us. So that would be a great start.
Beth, just one final piece there on the service that you provide. Is that locally or is that nationally, globally? What's your?
We actually, I can say we actually are global at this point, but it's local, national, and we actually are working in Mexico right now. So our first international project, and hope to expand that a little bit more as time goes on. Great.
Well, thanks for sharing that piece, and hopefully our audience might have some value in picking up the phone and giving you guys a call.
That'd be great. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity, and it was great to talk with you as well.
Yeah, great having you on the show, and we'll have to do it again sometime. Thanks.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Sure. Bye. Hey, listeners and viewers. If you enjoyed the discussion and want more, you can learn how to raise the energy of your business at the SAP website or my own website, sipecoaching.com, where you can find specialized programs and offers to help you grow yourself and your business. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to Energy of Business Moments with your host, Michael Sipe. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest business advisement on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we will see you on the next episode.